Hello, my fellow YouTubers. This is Rory back again. Partly on tonight's discussions. Obviously, I'm not going to get this running because it's going to take some time. I added this section, and we'll go over this tonight when I do live stream. And it's based on the premise on the couple videos I made ago with the pool and the waves and propagation. And I broke apart the speaker, how it works. And this coil wire here, when it's activated, it'll either push forward or go backwards. So whether it's hit with a positive or a negative, it'll do either direction. So it stretches out the cone, which I'm calling the fabric, and it's putting tension in the fabric, wave propagation in the fabric. And then when it comes out, because of the cone, it comes out in a swirling vortex in the air, and there are mini dipoles chasing each other. Also, on antennas here, this goes out to my buddy Jason, you'll see when you take an antenna, regardless of the material you use, here's your ground, and you run it up, it can be 10 feet or 300 feet, the ground will somehow encapsulate the whole object. Trees, everything. No matter if you're up in the mountains, same thing. Ground will still come over. So that shows me that the dipole that's in the antenna is always swapping. So this side's a north when that's a south, that side's a south when that side's a north. And that creates a twist, I guess, and that's how you design your antenna. And you're sort of looking for something to come out and be little dipoles and it'd be chasing each other. And don't get me wrong, this will go around the whole planet and come back on the stroke of every time this thing strokes, I believe. But it's all based on the length of wire, which is your wavelength. So you got to look at how many meters, and Tesla did all that. So just get into all that. Well, that's a whole nother topic, but that becomes a new ground plane. And then your transmission lines coming up are going up and down. There's two lines. They're going up and down, and they're flipping as well. And that's the reason why these are flipping. And if you were to take your antenna and put your antenna up and then bring your antenna down and stop it a little bit above the ground, you're in the ground plane issue. So that's why I wanted to post that. So you guys out there making your own antennas and so forth, we'll get into how do you break out of that. Like I got an 8-foot air balloon. That might be a good way to break out of it. We'll have to a weather balloon, 8 foot. I need a helium tank. Anyway, so just understanding this helps me talk to you guys in regards of designing and bettering what Figueroa had to offer here, and attaching this to be a creation of the Schumann wave, which will just dial into the antenna design and how much resistance that these need. And the reason I drew up this right here, this speaker, is because I'm got an idea, and with magnets, since I have these 1-inch big cubes, how would you incorporate that? Well, there's a magnet here, And the magnet here is always putting, I guess, a tension in there. So if you were to hit this coil with a positive, it would come out, but the tension of the magnet will pull it back. We're gonna have to investigate on that. So I was thinking, if I had a magnet up here with a certain air gap, and what does that do to the coils that are in here? Because the way this setup here is designed that all the coils are hooked up in series, except for the, well, these coils in the middle are a pickup, so they're not connected to these coils. But when these coils are activated through the switching, that it starts off with a no resistance here, and then every time it's hit, there's more resistance added. So it becomes a full high pressure wave, and then it gets reduced. And then when it gets to the bottom of the cycle, then it goes backwards as a high. It gets hit again as a high, and it goes backwards like a cross. Similar to what we have here, more like a backwards. So that creates the fluxes, the magnetic fluxes in the array here. Schumann resonance. Once that's dialed in, this is dialed in as well, and the wavelength here matches the Schumann resonance. We got something special. I'm going to continue that down the road. You guys, peace out. Leave your comments. Looking forward to the live broadcast.